About to fly a mission here from the back deck. Ready to go. Up, up, and away. There she blows. Okay, this is what I'm actually doing is I'm watching the video and narrating, because normally what I do is I have a GoPro that I clip to my shirt and use for audio, but it has been malfunctioning, so I went ahead and shot this video apparently with no audio, so I'm adding it, what do they call it, post-production. So I just took off here. This is a mission that's going to go over and take a look at this construction zone. I wanted to mention too, the video I made yesterday, I had forgot to, didn't think of setting the focus, because there's about 3 or 4 things you want to make muscle memory when you're taking off if you want smooth videos, and one of those would be to make sure that all your recording devices are running at the same time, which I use. It would count the drone camera, the GoPro, which will be for my audio, and then I do use my iPhone for takeoff. So once you get up in the air, one of the things you want to do is just to make sure that you double tap on or tap on the screen to get your focus in line. I forgot to do that yesterday, so when I took off, it was focused on the leg of a chair, and it kept that focus throughout the video, so it was blurry. Didn't really affect the video much. It looked like you were watching 1080p instead of 4K. But so this place is a little unusual for a construction zone. It almost looks like a mine. They got some kind of trowel there, whatever they call those things, and it's got a big tailings pile, and the bucket truck is moving dirt around, but it does look like a mine as opposed to a construction zone. So I've been trying to figure out what it is, just out of curiosity. Not that it's any of my business, but that doesn't matter because it's out in the public. And these guys, they usually normal construction sites, they'll quit working at like 4. These guys stay late. They were there yesterday about 7:30 when I went by, and they'll probably on the weekend. I would look for a place to take off at around here, and with theirs, because if I go down low, it's easy to lose contact with the drone. Right now it's at 300 feet. And I actually pulled into the church that's coming up, and just looked around, and in the back of the church they got no trespassing signs, which I found kind of unusual for a church. But this is West Street, and you go up a bit, that's looking towards the east. If you go east, it takes you into the city, and even a little bit before the city, it's some pretty rough neighborhoods over there, so maybe it's got something to do with that. Because Salisbury is labeled kind of a high crime area, per capita, so we don't know. There's a rock truck too. So I'm trying to figure out what those black things are that are piled around too. I'm thinking maybe they're sewer covers, but I don't know. I couldn't tell. Like, I'd have to get close. So this here, we're just taking the second trip around, looking around, being nosy. It's probably a fuel truck coming in. It's actually a little easier to narrate when you can see clearly everything, instead of I'm looking at a 32-inch monitor as opposed to a little 6-inch, 7-inch iPad, mini pad. I use mini iPads. They're really good. Mini 4s are what I've had good luck with. So what's going on over here? Right now, well, the time of the flight when I took off, it was about 2 o'clock. It just stopped raining. And this is actually the second time that I've had to do this narration, because the first time was a fail. Because what I did, I have an older computer that I render my videos on. It's a Dell. It's a workstation, but it's one of those mini ones. And I got it from an old job I had. It's probably 10, 15 years old, so it doesn't really have the power that you need. So what I was doing was I was watching the video because I patched it together in Adobe Premiere, which is what I use to edit, and the synchronization was way off. The audio portion came out way longer than the video, so the reason being that there was a lot of lag in the footage, and it's almost not really noticeable to you as you're doing it, because it just looks like the cameras or the drone is moving a little slower. And I thought it was like taking a long time. It's like, man, there are about 20 minutes here. I didn't think it took that long for this flight. Yeah, here's the church where see that bus down there. I'll get another shot. They have no trespassing signs. And then we're going back around the hood. The hood. There's the school. That's West Street again. This development here, man, these townhouses popped up out of nowhere. 2 years they started, and now they're almost all finished, but I think they're still building around here too. Squeeze in whatever they can, apparently. I wouldn't want a townhouse, to be honest with you. Just used to owning a house. I want to be on top of my neighbors. Hear loud music coming through the walls and all kinds of shit. You got pets, it's a pain in the ass. You let your dog out. Get your dog off my property. Clean up that shit over there. Oh, my dog didn't shit. It was your dog. Oh, yeah? Yeah. Let's get into a fist fight. That's the cemetery. That's a big cemetery. Usually a lot of people visiting too. I'm sure with this neighborhood, there's lots of fresh graves, lots of shootings, and stuff like that. So this is the little chunk of suburbia here in Salisbury on the, what is this, the west side. You can see straight looking east, that's the city, where there's really not a lot. I can't go over there really because the airport's over there, Salisbury Regional Airport. I can't get within 3 miles of it. So that half of the horizon is kind of off limits. There's a little dirt strip landing strip 2 up here, right around that direction, where a private pilot lands his plane every so often, but I don't have any restrictions on that one. It just warns me that it's there in the app. A lot of times I see him. In fact, the other day I was shooting a video. I took off from the back deck and his plane was landing, so I waited until he went by, because he does a big turn right near in my backyard to land his final approach. I'm also decided I'm going to go ahead and I should have done it a long time ago, but get my drone pilot license, become official, because at my age in my retirement I have a little more spare time, so I can do stuff on the side like construction site surveys and real estate videos, because I have all kinds of equipment. I got like 4 drones. I got a mini for inside shots. So I got everything that you need. You know, you want to have at least a backup. I've got 3 backups. And this is the Mavic Pro 2. The other ones are the original Mavics, and I don't really see any need to upgrade anymore because you're essentially, for what I use it for, there's no features that you can really add to it to make it worth the money. And you gotta buy everything for DJI now aftermarket because the government won't let them sell here for whatever stupid reason. This is where all the people with the junkyards in their yard are. Lots of crap in some of these backyards. Look at this. Look at all the cars in that one there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's like 2 junkyards. Junkyards behind people's houses. I don't know how they get away with it. If this was New York, there'd be a knock on your door with some papers. Clean up your yard, you got 30 days. Get the shit out of here. Here, nobody cares. Another zoom around the hood. Nice day, nice picture. I like flying in the overcast like this. It's really hard to see the screen on the, well, now I'm using the PC, but still, it's really hard to see the screens when you're flying and you know, on the iPad. You know, you get blinded by the sunlight, but this is nice when it's overcast. It's just softer too. You don't have to worry about a lot of times. Sometimes in bright sunlight, especially at sunset, it tricks the collision sensors off, and it thinks that the sun, a patch of sunlight is an obstacle, and it'll stop in the air and it won't move. Silly things like that. So I think I'm doing another orbit. Let's see how much time. I'm about 3/4 of the way through this. Lots of solar panels around here. You get guys that ride around in scooter with scooters, motor scooters, or you know, those little scooters. And they come and they knock on your door and they try to sell you solar all the time. So I put a bunch of signs on my front door: no soliciting, beware of dogs. Then I bought like a joke sign from Amazon that says a whole bunch of stuff: no this, no that, no religion, blah blah blah. It's really sarcastic, and I just leave it there for the hell of it. One time, these holy rollers came to my door because of the churches around here, and they're all dressed up in their little Sunday suits. 2 guys, early 20s, and the sign was clearly displayed. So I opened up the door, and the first thing I said to him was, "Can't you read?" And I pointed out the sign, and they both looked at me, and they, "You have a blessed day, sir." I said, "You too, get the hell out of here." And that was that. Haven't been back since. Oh, there's another boat down there. We got one that's for sale. My son-in-law bought it, used to put it in the river. It's a Brady something, Brady White, I think it is. They're expensive boats, but it needs a little bit of work, needs some cosmetic work. So, it's for sale. It's hard to sell that stuff because you put stuff on Facebook, and people on Facebook are freaking idiots. I just probably offended a lot of people, but that's a shame. You know, they ask the dumbest freaking questions. Does it run? No, it doesn't run. You have to turn the motor on, then it runs. Yes, it has an engine. I just prefer not dealing with the headache of them knocking on the doors or all the instant messaging. I hate that stuff. There's our house right there with the boat. See it? Looking down at my neighbor's yards. That's our house with the white boat and the black car. Just went off frame. There you go. I think this is where the mission is ending. It's my neighbor pulling in. So here, I got a little bit of battery left. I think I had about maybe 40%. And I had, so that means you got more time to fly. So I just said, all right, now let it come down a little bit. And I'll just go zip around full speed. Take another look around the area. So half hour each way, 40 minutes each way. I got Ocean City, or I got Chesapeake Bay. And Chesapeake Bay is going to be way less crowded. There's another junkyard. I think I flew over here. One more peek at the construction zone, whatever it is. There's Queen Having. Got to get down on lower, closer to the ground and see what that stuff there is. Those black things. You can't tell from here. 300 feet. They got a porta potty. I would just pee in the woods, personally. Unless it's number 2, of course. But usually you shouldn't go to work with the carrying the number 2. You should leave it home before you go to work. Drop your friends off at the pool. I think I'm coming back now. Yeah, I am. So I'm flying by hand. So I gotta get my bearings and bring the drone down in my property. Come down right next to the chicken coop. The nasty pool we got for the dogs that's been, I don't know, time to pour it out and put some bleach in there and clean it for them. Oh, there's dog shit right there. Notice that. My daughter noticed the dog shit. There is dog shit. That's how come when my dog is in the backyard, the lab, say she's on the corner, far corner, she will run in straight lines. She'll run down the tree line and then she'll run straight across the yard so she doesn't run into her own dog shit. So she's smart. So it looks like I'm coming in for the landing. I had a chair in the way over there, so I got to spin around and make sure it's safe. So another safe flight. Got the drone back. No runs, no hits, no errors. Cool mission. All done. D-Dub out.